What a joyful morning, and what a lovely, lovely tradition of celebration for St. Andrew's Day. I grew up in a church, St. Andrew's. I was baptized and confirmed in St. Andrew's Episcopal Church in Michigan, but we never did anything like we did this morning, and this was really, really great. What a lovely way to celebrate. So I thought we have a lot to celebrate today. If you've noticed in the bulletin, there are a few other things happening later in the service. So I thought I'd offer a few words this morning about what this day means, not just in terms of it being St. Andrew's Day, but all of the other things we are doing in the service this morning. Now, as you know, St. Andrew was considered the very first disciple. In both John's Gospel and in Matthew's, he is called first by Jesus. But I think today is maybe even more auspicious than previous St. Andrew's Day celebrations here, because we will also recognize two other firsts. We're going to offer our first fruits to mark the end of the stewardship campaign, the annual campaign, and we're going to commission the discernment committee, which is the very first step for the group of lay leaders who are going to lead this community through the calling of your next priest, the next priest that will serve St. Andrew's. So it's a really big day here. And we're going to celebrate afterwards with more bagpipe music and a meal, so it's got a lot. Now, in many ways, I think today is the start of a new season for this community. And while those of you who are raised in the Episcopal Church know that we officially start the church new year on the first Sunday of Advent, which is still a couple weeks away, I feel like this is the first Sunday of Advent in many ways, because it's a time in which we pause for a minute, we recognize where we are in the world around us, in this place and time. We make a bit more space for ourselves and for God, and we consider the coming in Advent of the birth of the Christ child and what that will mean for the future of our community and of our world. It seems to me like where St. Andrew's is today is the start of a new year, a new journey to which you can look toward the future with hope and anticipation, with curiosity, and the dreams you have for who and what you as individuals and you as a community are yet to become as you continue to follow God's call for your lives. And the promise of God for that journey, as we heard in the readings from Romans and Deuteronomy, is that the word that God will be always near, on your lips, on your mouth, in your hearts, to guide you through this journey and every journey to come. And while there is a committee of people who will lead the discernment process, and there are vestry leaders and other members of the community who will continue to shepherd the community in the coming months, you are all discerners. We are all discerners. We are all involved in co-creating with God the present and the future of St. Andrew's. You will be asked in the coming months to pray for the discernment committee regularly and to participate in conversations about what it means to be a member of this parish and what your dreams are for this community. You'll be asked to have open hearts and open minds, to hear and to follow where God is calling you. This time of discernment can be a beautiful time of discovery and reflection for a community, looking at where you've been, where you are now, and where you hope to be. And importantly, not just where or what, but who. Who have we been? Who are we now? And who do we wish to become? Who, what, and where is God calling us to be and to become? And then the other part of the discernment is one that you are reaching the end of. And that is your first fruits offering, the end of a stewardship campaign. where you have reflected, prayerfully reflected, and discerned your financial commitment to the life and mission of St. Andrews. That is also part of your discernment for the future. Your prayerful consideration of how you will give of your time and your talent and your treasure to continue to support the mission of this church, to be a beacon of welcome and inclusion and caring in the community around us, is vital. This church is vibrant and growing, even in the midst of transition. You are a joyful, vibrant people. So when we give, that's where we give out of. That's the place within us that we give from. It's not out of obligation, but out of our love for God and God's work in the world through a particular community, through this community. The gifts that we give to our church sustain not just the building and the salaries and pay the bills, although that is hugely important, but it sustains the mission of the church, which happens in and with all those other parts. The mission of the church to be a place that welcomes everyone, that offers hope in a world that needs it, that offers respite when things get hard, and that shows the folks living in this neighborhood what Christian joy and love and gratitude and welcome looks like, especially today where we literally put that in action and walked out into the neighborhood and offered them not only a vision of the future, but a joyful noise of what it looks like. Like your namesake, Andrew, you are here in this place and this time, and you have said yes. You're here every Sunday. That is saying yes to God's call. And to show people who Jesus is, as we talked about last week, to be the church that lives into and reflects the dream of God, the dream of God for a world that God created, that we get the privilege and the pleasure of co-creating with God every day in our lives, in the world, and in this space where we come to worship, where we come for fellowship, where we come for connection. This place. This is a new day. It's a new beginning. It's a new path forward for St. Andrews. So happy New Year, St. Andrews. Happy New You. Let's rejoice and be glad in the opportunities we have in the coming year to offer what we have, what we hold, and to get in return the love, the grace, the joy that God offers us as individuals and as a community. Amen.